All right, guys. Hope everybody's having a great day today. My name is Mike.
And I'm Cassandra.
And we're the Massinis. We live in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. And our story is kind of funny, actually, because when we had heard about this opportunity, we were actually in a bad situation. Kind of funny. Cassandra grew up in Florida, and I grew up in Ontario, which is the other side of Canada, if you don't know. And we had moved out here because we absolutely love it. We love Western Canada. It's beautiful. But unfortunately, when we moved in, my current income was literally cut in a quarter. And this was 2 weeks after we had moved in together. So you can imagine, being a young couple, we're all excited. We're moving in together, trying to live our dream life. And all of a sudden, my income gets cut in a quarter. So that had happened. And, we had sat there, we had prayed, we had thought, okay, we really need something because I don't really know how to turn this around, right? We only make enough to pay the bills, and bills are going to be due in the next few weeks. What are we going to do here? So we had reached out to our good friend Ricky, and Ricky Durant, as a lot of people know, and he had something for us. He said, hey, I've got an opportunity. If you're open to it, you need to be in Texas tomorrow. And we said, I'm sorry, what? And he said, yeah, you need to be in Texas tomorrow, so go get on a flight and I'll see you tomorrow. So we literally looked at each other and said, hey, we're open to opportunity. We're actually those crazy people that are.
And we trusted Ricky.
Right, and we trusted Ricky. It was just a friend that had an opportunity, and we're kind of crazy like that. We're really open to opportunity, right? So at that point, we had said, okay, we pretty much finished our dinner, packed an overnight bag. And those stories where people tell you, oh, back in my day, I used to walk both ways uphill and in a snowstorm. Well, it's kind of like that because we literally did drive through the most dangerous highway in Canada to get to the airport to fly all the way down to Texas. And we didn't even know what we were going there for. I mean, we didn't
tell us anything.
Right. We didn't have a product name. We didn't know really what it was. We didn't know the name of the company. We didn't Google search anything. We just trusted Ricky. So sure enough, we get to the airport and he said, hey, somebody else is going to meet you there. I'll be there later today. And we're thinking, so not only do we not know what we're here for, but we don't even know who we're meeting. Well, funny thing is, and we all know the Willardsons, how amazing they are, Mark and Judy, but they had pulled up, and the funny thing was Judy said, so I guess you're wondering what you're here for. And we said, yeah, we're a little sleep deprived. We were on a red-eye flight. What are we here for? So sure enough, we go and sit down. And Judy asked the waiter from the hotel to get us a cup of hot water. So sure enough, we get 2 cups of hot water, and she pulls out this tub with no label on it and scoops out a serving and a little yellow pill to Cassandra and I.
And she also said, how do you like your coffee, or how do you take your coffee, right?
Exactly. So we told the person that's how we like our coffee. And sure enough, we had a coffee and this one little pill. So this is the first time we've ever been dosed. And I don't even think it was called the dose at that time.
And we looked at each other and we said, coffee, really?
Yeah, we're like, this is it. This is the opportunity. So sure enough, I'm very receptive to this sort of thing, being in the health industry for a long time and working with the general public as a coach and professional athletes. I love supplements. I've been around this my whole life. So right away, I started to feel, an uplift. I started to feel, really good, really focused. And I looked at Cassandra. I said, are you feeling this? And she, she's got a big smile and she's looking at me saying, yeah. So right away we had a positive, benefit from the product.
And to add to that as well, like we were in meetings all day, and normally we're pretty hungry. Like we eat breakfast or, at least by lunch, and 4 o'clock rolled around and I couldn't believe we still really weren't hungry.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. So we were sitting in meetings all day. We were finding out what this amazing opportunity was. Obviously in the very early stages, we like to say pre-launch, which is about 13 months ago. And I couldn't believe how focused I was. And normally I get hangry because I'm a big fella. So I like to eat, right? I like to lift. I get the energy going, and then I need to put the energy back in. But we were there all day just drinking water after we had one serving, and we felt great. So right away, again, with my background, I knew this is something huge. Now, when we heard the vision of Robert O'Blon, we further talked to Mark and Judy, and we just understood what kind of community this was. We were absolutely blown away, and we knew right then and there that if this is true, this is going to be where we can really plant our feet and call home. So since then, it's been an incredible journey. Literally, we're in our 13th month, and the amount of testimonies are in the tens of thousands of positive testimonials from people using these products. So we're going to get into that actually and have a couple people share. But guys, we have, health testimonials. Obviously, I feel much better. I used to train and fight mixed martial arts, so I have a lot of different injuries. And Cassandra actually has a good testimonial. How much weight did you lose?
I lost 20 pounds. And the funny thing was I wasn't even really trying. I didn't have a scale. And then one day I started weighing myself because I actually put this dress on that didn't fit me last summer. And then I put it on the next winter and I was like, what? Like I almost actually got rid of it. Like it fit again and there was room to spare. And then that's when I got on the scale. I'm like, what do you mean I'm down like 15 pounds? Like I couldn't even believe it.
So that's pretty cool. And you're going to hear from some people now. We're going to have them on. Our first testimonial is John.
We're going to play, though, the video first.
I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to play the dose video first so that people that are joining in for the first time can see exactly what we're talking about when we say the word dose. So bear with us for 1 second. We're going to share our screen.
May be the longest study in history. Harvard University has been studying happiness since 1938 in the ongoing Harvard Study of Adult Development. It's been tracking the lives of over 700 men and women for the past 77 years, and it's one of the most, if not the most, detailed and lengthy studies on happiness ever. The results are staggering and shows that happiness is not necessarily what you think. More recently, another Harvard alum and one of the world's leading experts on happiness is proving that happiness is an advantage. In fact, his research shows that happiness fuels success, not the other way around. We live in a time where there are more books being written on the subject of happiness than in a history of book writing. All of these studies, books, and research all seem to be coming to the same conclusion, and that is that happiness is really about two things: social connectivity and chemicals, and how our brain creates emotions via its network of neurotransmitters to release the chemicals or hormones that make us feel happy. Modern science, as well as neuroscience, the study of the brain, have known for some time now what these chemicals and hormones are: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. Let's call these our positive neurochemicals. When your brain releases one or more of these neurochemicals, you feel good. As humans, we're always looking for ways to turn on these happy chemicals. Introducing DOSE. DOSE is the way to a happier, healthier you. DOSE is led by the world's first nootropic-infused instant coffee, along with xanthomumol. Combined, they are capable of getting your brain to release all four of these positive neurochemicals at the same time. Imagine being able to elevate your mood, feel more connected, have longer lasting energy, and feel more focus and clarity? Well, now you can. It begins with one of the most unique coffees in the world today, Elevate Brew. It's a functional beverage that can replace your current coffee or be added to it. Either way, its nootropic formulation includes natural and botanical ingredients that will elevate your mood and help stimulate those positive neurochemicals. Next, our bioavailable xanthomumol has over 300 research articles showing so many benefits to the human body that they're calling it the master molecule. However, the biggest breakthrough from this molecule that comes from the hops plant is that it's the only natural ingredient on Earth that will tell your body to release its own oxytocin, commonly referred to as the hormone of happiness. These two incredible products combined is what we call DOSE. Now, for the first time ever, you can stimulate your neurotransmitters to release all four of the positive neurochemicals that will make you feel better, feel more socially connected, and most of all, elevate your happiness. So if you're ready to gain the happiness advantage and become more productive with a greater sense of well-being and elevate your life, get your dose of happiness today.
All right, guys. Now we're going to get into the testimonials. First is John. Can you unmute yourself, or should we unmute John there?
You can go ahead and unmute.
Okay.
Got it, buddy. Thank y'all for having me on, Mike and Cassandra.
Hey, pleasure to have you, brother.
Thank you. Yeah, I first got into the company through prayer. I was at the worst financial situation of my life, and I just prayed for a breakthrough, an opportunity. And my buddy Leo reached out from California, and I just felt the clarity. Never even tried the products. I just jumped on board. Then I finally tried them about 5 days later, and I just fell in love. So just kept on drinking the coffee. Added the Xanthamax for the dose, and I'm down 32 pounds. Yeah, so my big thing is, and I feel better, energized, focused. Got honestly, sometimes I got to make myself eat because I forget to eat. But just happy, and I've met some amazing people, and the best thing about it is everybody's winning. You know, everybody's winning. So it's just a huge blessing to be a part of it.
Thank you
Definitely.
so much for sharing, and it was great running into you at the last event. You look fantastic, by the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right. So Candy, are you out there? If you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hello. Thanks for
Hi.
asking me to share. How are you?
How are you?
I'm great. Of course, I'm great. My happy coffee, right? Puts me in a good mood. So my name's Candy McAfee. I live in Linwood, Washington. That's next to Seattle area. And I actually was introduced to the product in July of this year, the end of July. And I jumped right on before trying it too. I trusted the people that shared it with me and started the products. Holy cow, I'm going through a lot in my life, and this has helped me get through it. With focus, I have a hard time focusing, and so gave me that and energy. My anxiety is under control. I just flew to Atlanta for our last thing, and no anxiety at all with just drinking my cup of coffee and one happy pill. I mean, hello, that was huge for me. It's bad for my anxiety, and a bonus, I'm down 35 pounds since the end of July. Feel amazing. My whole family, my husband takes it, and it's changed my life. So I love it. I love it. So,
Wow,
thank
that's amazing. And I'm just doing the calculations between 3 stories now. We're up to 100 pounds just on
Exactly.
here.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. Wow.
Good for you. We appreciate you
Thank
sharing as
you.
well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Hallie, if you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to share tonight. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Hallie Sokup. I live in Richmond, Virginia. I'm a mom of 4. I'm a registered nurse and a wife. I should have done that in a little bit of a different order, but that's okay. Sorry, husband. But yeah, sorry. So anyways, I found the Happy Coffee at really the perfect place in my life. I had a couple friends that were sharing on Facebook, and I'm not sure if anybody on the call tonight can relate, but I sat back watching them post and post and post, not really thinking that I needed coffee or wanted coffee that could help weight loss. I really had no clue what it was, so let's just be honest. But little did they know that I was at a place in my life where I had been through a lot of life changes. It had impacted me in a really great way. I should say in a negative way. Negative and good, I guess, right? But anyways, I had put on some weight. I was at a really low place inside, just lacked motivation, had lost my focus, really didn't know even how to identify my passion any longer. On the outside, everybody saw me posting away on Facebook and really trying to reach my goals again, but little did they know on the inside I was really struggling and suffering and really just in this cycle of not getting ahead. So when she reached out, I said, just like you, Mike, hey, I'm open. I trust you. Bring it on. I'm not going to say no. And literally, same as you, like 20 minutes later, I was like, what did I just drink? This is not like any other weight loss coffee I'd ever drank before. It just elevated me. I felt happy. I wanted to go clean and do laundry, which I never want to do. I just felt really good. I wasn't hungry. I didn't crave the typical things that typically I want to go for in the afternoon when I crash. And that was it. After that one sample, I signed up. It took me a couple weeks at the time. This was a couple months ago, back in July. It took a little bit for me to get the products, but literally never looked back, have jumped in full speed ahead. And it has been the best decision of my life. I've met the best people. It's been a company full of integrity and just amazing leadership. And the products speak for themselves. So I'm just grateful, thankful, and feel completely blessed. Oh, I've lost 20 pounds, which was 20 pounds that would not come off. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. So I'm excited about that. My sleep's better. My energy's better. I'm finding and identifying my passion again. And again, I'm grateful, thankful, and blessed. So back to you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Hallie. Wow, what a story.
That's amazing.
Okay, who do we have next? Charity, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself.
All right, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Excellent. Well, thanks for having me. I have a little bit of some similarities, but I have a pretty big, it's been a pretty big journey about the last 6 months that I've been in the company. The person who introduced me to the coffee was someone I was part of another group with, and I saw her kind of like walk away from another product, but then started sharing coffee and all these products on Instagram or whatever, and I kept thinking to myself, I've been coffee for 14 years. What the heck is she talking about? Coffee does not. I wait on 800 customers a day, and none of them have this experience. So finally got a hold of her and I said, what are you doing, honestly? And she told me, she's like, why don't you try it? And I was very skeptical. So I tried it, and like 15 minutes later, I was like, what on earth is in this stuff? So needless to say, I joined in, and about a week and a half later, I got some really great friends to join in as well and try the product, and we're also had a lot of the same experiences. They've got such a great story themselves. But a few weeks later, I decided to go to the Happy Convention, and it was amazing. I got to meet Mike and Cassandra, and it was a great weekend, just being surrounded by all these like really uplifting, honestly happy people. And I wasn't really interested in the product being a weight loss product. I just was interested in, if you can make every day happy, I just want to know what that's about. So I went through that, and I got home from the meeting and I was really excited, but then I found out I had cancer. And so the next 5 months was just, up and down, but I never stopped drinking the coffee, and I never stopped taking the Xanthamax. And now I'm 14 weeks past my last chemotherapy treatment. I have a full head of hair. And the support that I've gotten has been amazing from people that I don't even know, who are just continuously to encourage me to keep going and keep loving the products and keep loving on people. And it just has been such an amazing blessing to be dropped into something so incredible at the time that it did. And I remember sitting there in the meeting back and thinking to myself, after I got sick, there were so many cues and clues to needing to be where I was in the moment. Whether it was Xanthamax by itself, you can look up the medical reports. Since I'm not able to make medical claims, just go ahead and look them up, because they're all there. And the coffee itself is when you can wake up and have a cup of coffee and be in an amazing mood and be able to get through your day and go to work and go to treatment and go through radiation and do all those things and still persevere. If I didn't sell another cup, or if I drank it the rest of my life, this is the story that will always be. It's like, just keep taking the product, just keep drinking it. For me, it was just about happiness. Do you wake up every day happy? If I didn't lose a single pound, and my story is, it was about weight management. I was not allowed to lose weight during treatment, and I didn't. And I also didn't gain a single pound. Every time I went in there, I weighed the same exact amount, because my body didn't have weight to lose. And that was a huge testimony to me, to say, you know what, love me the way that I am, and just keep spreading it, because this coffee and this product is just, it's amazing. And I don't know how I would have gotten through treatment without it, to be honest with you. So I just signed up to spread it. And if I gain one customer a year or a million, it doesn't matter. Just keep going. So
Thank you so much. That was a powerful story. We really appreciate that. And
Yeah,
it was a
thank
pleasure
you.
meeting you as well. Thank you. That just knocked me back a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
no problem. Thank you.
Okay, our
Okay.
next testimony and our last but not least, Sean McLean. Are you out there?
Hey, what's up, brother? Sean and Kim McLean from beautiful North Florida. Guys,
We got both.
I drug her in. What can I say?
And you guys are in your tank top, so that's we all get. This is a bonus. This is great.
We just come in the door. It is a little late, but we just made it in from the gym, and we've been on Zoom after Zoom, so we haven't had a chance to change. I'm sorry, but we guys, our story, pretty awesome. I'm down about 78 pounds. No, totally kidding. I'm not at all.
Look at Charity. Charity, I love that face because your story was so powerful. I was like, oh my gosh. And then when you said that, I'm sitting there going, what? He's
No,
not telling the truth.
honestly, my story is basically, I just get to in a nutshell, for about a year and a half, I was just stuck in a depression. We never called it that till really the last 6 months or so when we just came to terms with what it was. Let the wind shift directions, I would lose it. I mean, seriously. It didn't take very much at all. On the outside, we're just known as very positive people. We just always have been. Everybody in our area always knows it. And we always bill ourselves as being the most transparent, open people that you'll ever meet. It's funny because now when I look back, I see that everybody saw this like happy couple, but in the car and at the house, that wasn't the story. And so without going through all the little details, day number 4 for me was when I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that we had magic in a cup of coffee. Honestly, that's the day I knew, without going through that whole story. And I told Kim after I lost my junk and that whole night, and I got up, had a cup of coffee, and within 10 minutes, it was just like, wow, I can breathe again, and I could see my reflection in the computer screen. And I knew it wasn't as big a deal as what I was making it, but I couldn't stop it from coming on, and I just exploded. And I got up and made a cup of Elevate coffee, and 10 minutes after doing so, like literally I felt like a different person. And that's the day that I said, hey, we have to go public. And we got up the next morning and we shot a live video to let all our friends and family know, hey, we found something and we can't keep it a secret anymore. And so for me, it was mental health. And it's taken a while to even say that, but I really think that's the biggest health issue in America, and probably the most silent because nobody has an answer to it. Let's just dope everybody up and they still don't feel good, right? So that made a major difference in our life. And Kim's got a little bit of a different testimony. Go ahead.
And I won't take very long at all. But so when I got started with this, it was simply just because I never really had an aha moment, but I knew that it worked for my husband, and I trusted him and I trusted his experience. So I used that story because that's what we do, is we just tell stories. But over a year, we've been drinking this for a year. I've lost 5 pounds. And that doesn't sound like much, but honestly, I've lost 4 pant sizes. And I thoroughly believe it's because of the reduction of inflammation. The Xanthamax and the coffee has been an amazing combination. We don't go a single day without it. We have 3 teenage kids, and they all drink it every single day. They all take their Xanthamax every single day. I have to tell you a quick story. So we woke up yesterday. Was it yesterday? Or the day before? Yesterday morning, very early, with tornado warnings. And so we're grabbing towels and grabbing dogs and kennels and things like that.
Like the tornado was only a few miles from the house, not just a warning, like it's bearing down on us, okay?
And so we're leaving, right? But what do you think that my son was like, okay, wait. Everybody else is outside. He's like, Mom. I'm like, what? He's grabbing the coffee, the Xanthamax, the Chocolate, the Keto Crate, and the frother, because we need all of it to take with us.
Nuts.
Because you don't go anywhere without your goods, right? So that was just super funny, but we love it. And it's been it's really been a life changer. Robert says it all the time that one of the biggest stories that he hears that he never expected to hear was that this has changed our marriage. It saved our marriage, and that's honest to God the truth, because we have been married 21 years, and I honestly don't think we would have celebrated our 22nd year anniversary in August had we not had this. So I am a firm believer, and we don't go a day without it.
Wow, these
Thank you,
stories
guys.
are giving me goosebumps.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard, Sean and Kim's story, and obviously they're some of our best friends, and, we've heard that, but I don't think it ever really,
Occurred.
like it's crazy to see that. We're glad that you guys got introduced to the coffee, because we love you all, and, we love spending time. But guys, obviously, you're on this call because somebody cared about you enough to tell you about it. And that's what we do. I mean, people ask us all the time, they say, hey, what do? You guys live a really interesting life. And, a lot of our business partners can say the same, but that's exactly it. This is a business. And how do we do this business? Is simply by sharing stories exactly like you just heard. So everybody that was on the call tonight sharing their testimony, maybe it's not your personal testimony, but you could share other people's testimonies. And essentially, that's how we build our business. Now, some people, they shy a little bit away from talking about money because it could be a pain point. Hey, I know I lived 27 of my 30 years. I never had enough money. I was scratching pennies together to, drive a little vehicle. I couldn't even fit it. I'm 6 feet tall, 240 pounds. I used to drive a little Hyundai Accent. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm a big fella and it was hard to get in, and I couldn't really afford the gas, even though it was about $20 to fill up the whole thing. So guys, I had been in the health and wellness space, and I had an amazing leadership from some of the best coaches in the world, and I really do know my stuff when it comes to health. But I had never, in almost 15 years, ever heard someone walk through the supplement shop or tell me any supplement that I had prescribed to any of my clients, professional athletes or general public, that my marriage is being saved, that my mood is so much better. I mean, you got to imagine, people are paying me to tell them what to eat and what to do, but they're going and paying more money to do the complete opposite. Because let's face it, stress hits us, life hits us. And I realized at that moment, I couldn't equip people that were only seeing me 3 hours a week. So I had wished that at the time I had something like this. Now, this has drastically changed our lives in a way where, some people see our Facebook and we're traveling all over the world and we're getting to spend time with some of our best friends who we're fortunate enough that are actually involved in sharing this with us. But that's really what it's all about. A lot of people are afraid not only to have to dream, but to bring their dreams into a reality. And I think that's more or less what we do. We obviously share the product and we share other people's stories, but we want our story to resonate with other people because, guys, a lot of people don't know this either, but I actually have a grade 9 education. So if it wasn't for this, I would be making minimum wage. I mean, that's the reality. I don't have any other options. So a lot of people can't look past good for great, which this is a great opportunity. But for me, I had nothing but bad. I had nothing. I was stuck. I was not going to go back to high school, go to university. Like, what would I go for? I just wanted to help people. So it had been when I had met Cassandra and we had been sharing this with our friends that all of those testimonials, all of those people that we introduced it to and they introduced it to, and I think we're almost up to the 40,000 positive impacted people in the last 12 months. But because of that, we're allowed to literally dream or live our dream lives. And I don't mean that hypothetically. We wake up happy every single day. We're absolutely blessed. We have friends and family that love us. We get to travel, and we created an income that's definitely making us more than secure. And for that, we are forever grateful. So here's the thing. There's people out there that need to hear about this, and you don't have to know all the science behind it. You don't
don't know the science behind it. Just simply share a cup of coffee and share other stories. And with that, just know that you can do this very, very part-time. You're just simply sharing what the product's done for you or what the product's done for anyone else. And it's honestly as simple as that. And what I always like to ask people is, how many people do you know drink coffee? And hey, if not, do they like chocolate, right?
That's it. So this community is full of people like the people that you've just seen giving their testimonial. And what I really love about everybody here is that we're just willing to help people. That's what we want to do. Whether you do have health issues or you do have financial issues, that's what we're here to do. So somebody brought you on this call because they thought of you and they wanted you to have better in your life, and that's what this is. So thank the person who got you on this call or asked you to be on the call, and make sure you get back with them, telling them what resonated with you, what story, because you guys, you know, a lot of people, I'd wish they started sooner. That's the common theme that we hear is, man, I really wish I was drinking this sooner, or man, I really wish I'd started the business sooner. So, yeah.
And with that, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. We have another power couple, special guest, Dave and Shirley. They've been in this industry for over 20 years now. They are diamonds, and I'm actually super excited. I can't wait till tomorrow night. Tune in, same time, same link. And thank you so much for everyone for taking the time tonight to listen in. And we will look forward to chatting with you soon and hearing all your stories.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
Great job, you guys.
Thank y'all. Great testimonies.